Hey, thanks so much for stopping by for another No BS social media chat. Today's message is quite simple. Simply stated, nobody owes you anything. The reason I say that, it's amazing. And just recently, in the last 3 to 6 months, I've had this theme recurring more and more in talking to prospective clients, in talking to new clients even. And it's the fact that they think that with social media, well, people owe you something. And I don't know if it's strictly now that social media, I wouldn't say is mature. I mean, it's been around for over a decade now, so there are more and more people who think they're experts at it. And as I said, I've been working professionally. I've been paid to do social media now for over a decade, and I still don't consider myself an expert. I'm still in the learning process each and every day. And to be honest with you, I don't know at this point in the world we live in if anybody is a true expert. Sure, some people do some things better than others. Some people have a firmer grasp on things. But I've always told people, while social media is what I like to work in, it's really about marketing, and it's understanding the tenets of marketing and marketing from the past, the old school ways of marketing, with bombarding people with information, with messages on television and newspapers and in radio and things like that, and just seeing where people fatigued in those things. So social media was an interesting way to kind of turn the marketing message on its axis, kind of make it pivot a little bit, and make things a little bit different. I liked social media, and like I said, when I switched from radio full-time to social media full-time, I liked the fact that all those things we were trying to accomplish in radio, where you were taking a broadcast medium, where one person was talking to a microphone and pretending to talk to one person, but in essence talking to possibly 10, 20, 100,000 people at a time, you tried to make people feel the message was individual. So when I segued to social media, I saw the same thing where it's kind of doing the same thing. You can actually have conversations back and forth with just one individual, but at the same time, it's able to be viewed by so many other people. You post a picture, you post a status update, whatever it is, on Facebook. Everybody can see it, and then you can start having the dialogues from there, and it really made things interesting. And I really liked the direction social media was going, hence why I decided to go into the social media world. Well, now here we are a decade in later, and when I first started, people said, you'll never be able to make any money doing that. Nobody will ever pay to do that. It won't ever be a big deal. And of course, as we know now, it's a pretty big deal. Facebook is a pretty big monster to be dealing with for all of us. But I see more and more people now, and I thought perhaps it was just an American thing. Americans always expect something. But I've actually talked to a few prospective foreign clients who, were the same attitude of, I've been doing this now for 5 or 6 years. I've been on Facebook for 4 or 5 years. I've been putting up YouTube videos for 5 or 6 years. I'm not seeing the results they owe me. And they don't mean YouTube owes them or Facebook owes them, or maybe they do, but I think they mean, people. The people out in the ozone owe them something. And if you're going to go in with that attitude, do me a favor, do yourself a favor, shut down all your social media profiles, just move on, because you truly aren't getting the spirit of how social media is supposed to work, and you're truly not going to be good at it. You know what? It's okay to be frustrated if you put something up that you think is going to be magical and special and that is really going to touch people's lives, and it goes nowhere. I do that all the time with just my personal social media. I'll put up a picture on Instagram that I think, I'm going to get a lot of likes, I'm going to get a lot of comments, and you can almost hear the crickets. Or I'll throw up a YouTube video. One of these videos, I think, this is one of the better messages I've had in a long time. And it just does okay in terms of views. And then something, silly and something that wasn't that big of a deal really resonates with people. And I think that's the one thing we all have to understand is, as much as we think we know everybody else, we know our fans, our followers, our friends, the people who aren't our fans, followers, or friends yet, we really don't know them at all. It's constantly a learning process. I spent so many years in the media, and as I tell people, I was a successful radio program director, but yet for the most time, I never had more than 10% of the listening public listening to my radio station. So 90% of the people weren't listening to me, 10% were, and I was a success. It's like baseball players, they get up to the bat, and if they hit 300, that still means they're failing over 70% of the time. It's all relative. It's all how you look at it. Again, if you don't focus on the numbers, even though I know it's hard to do, and I focus on them too, on the numbers with social media, and you focus on the relationships, and you focus on the connections, I would be more upset if you start building a great back and forth dialogue and you get somebody that you're engaged with recurringly, all the time on social media, and then all of a sudden they check out. Now, it may not be because of you, but you can check into that. You can see if they've just checked out with you or they've just checked out with social media in general. You know what? It is fatiguing. It's fatiguing always being on, as we say. Sure, it helps. I was in the radio for a long time, so I understand how to, I don't want to say fake sincerity, but how to be sincere even at your not most sincere moments. So stop worrying about what people owe you and start giving, because you do reap what you sow, and you're going to get it back, I promise. Back with another No BS social media chat next week. No BS Social, our website. No BS Social, of course, the YouTube channel too. We throw them up on a couple of pages on Facebook, so you'll be able to find them there. Again, wherever you're watching right now, we'll come back again next week. We'll do it again. My contact information, if you love to chat, you love to email, hey, I'd love to connect with you. Absolutely free. Here it's coming up here at the end of the video. Thanks.